Man, I'm having so much fun putting together these top 5 players of each team. Elliot Harrison, you're really doing all the hard work. I just get to learn about these guys. Like Jackie Smith had a year with 21.5 yards per catch. That's like a first down in flag football with every catch.
And you've played a lot of flag football. You'd be a good red zone target in flag football.
Yeah, there you go.
What do they call it? Dirt zone? I don't even know. We're getting off the subject. Point is that Jackie Smith was fantastic for the Cardinals. Truly an all-timer. Talked to him at the Hall of Fame, and the guy drew me a play from the 1970 Pro Bowl on a napkin at the hotel. I'm not kidding you.
Frame that.
Super sharp.
Frame that, dude.
Love Jackie Smith. Long career and a Hall of Fame member, 1994.
Hey, Hall of Fame player and a Hall of Fame guy, Aeneas Williams. Got a chance to meet him a couple years ago, and really one of the highlights for me. A classy player, and
very humble.
Being.
Very humble, considering how accomplished he is. A 3-time first-team All-Pro. That may not stick out to you. Well, remember how many teams there are in the league. To be named the best starting corner in the league, there's only 2 All-Pro spots for corner, and to have that 3 times in the era he played, very impressive. Aeneas Williams, one of the best Cardinals ever, and a nice end to his career with the Rams. But really, his heyday was with the Arizona Cardinals.
If you're Dan Dierdorf and you're born in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, that's neat. Dan Dierdorf, of course, you know him as a broadcaster, was on Monday Night Football for years. But before that, an outstanding lineman. In the 1970s, the mid-70s, Don Coryell of Air Coryell fame with the Chargers was the head coach of the Cardinals. And a big part of their offense having so much success in the mid-70s. Get this, the Cardinals actually went to the playoffs twice in the mid-70s. A big part of that success was Dan Dierdorf and their offensive line. And Dierdorf was considered the best tackle in pro football in the 1970s. He gave a lot of Hall of Famers fits.
Given how long this team's been around, they maybe don't have some of the highest of the high-profile players, but they've got depth when you look back at how many years, like I said, the Cardinals have been in existence among all the different locations they've been. You go back to a guy like Larry Wilson, who you have at number 2, on the NFL's 75th All-Anniversary team, which is a tremendous accomplishment.
It really is. I read the book Instant Replay by Jerry Kramer about the Packers of 1967. And in that book, Jerry Kramer was a guard for the Packers, very famous. He said Larry Wilson might be the best player in pro football.
Which, by the way, D-back, we're showing him all over quarterbacks.
Yes, he was the first guy. They called him Red Dogs back then. But basically, he was the first guy to do the safety blitz. He also intercepted a boatload of passes. He won a game intercepting a pass with 2 broken hands. In fact, it's that game right there against the Steelers. You see the casts on his arms. Larry Wilson, another sack right there. That's John Brody of the 49ers going down.
All right, you got another Larry at number 1. Not Larry Centers, Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, Larry Centers, first back to catch 100 balls in the season. But no, he did not make it. Larry Fitzgerald, however, did. Now, why do I have Fitzgerald number 1 when Larry Wilson's already in the Hall of Fame? Because I think Larry Fitzgerald will end up in the Hall of Fame. Mark, other than John Riggins in 1982, I think his postseason run in 2008 when the Cardinals made the Super Bowl with Kurt Warner is the greatest postseason I've ever seen by a player.
That's high praise.
You bet. And this past season he had under Bruce Arians, absolutely fantastic. The one thing I want to say about all these players, and it's something Jackie Smith said to me, is that it's easy to forget the St. Louis Cardinals because they've since moved and the Rams came into town. But what a wonderful history. This team has been around since 1898.
And a fun group of 5 Cardinals right there. Elliot's top 5 of all time, as you see him.
I left off Roy Green, Jim Hart.
But Warner could have made an appearance.
Yes.